Hi there, my name is Dan, and welcome back to All One, the United Anatomy of Being. This is episode 9, called An Impermanent Truth. So, there are a few very fundamental truths of the physical level existence that are crucial for a better understanding of our own physical existence as it relates to a better understanding of the whole story of existence. So I'm talking about puzzle pieces, these puzzle pieces that we must, again, dust off, reveal the image before we can start to assemble the puzzle. And the first important truth on the physical level is that everything physical is constantly changing. Everything physical is in a constant state, but not rate, of motion. Therefore, nothing that exists on this physical level is permanent. This is a truth that anyone can perceive and directly experience with a little observation and contemplation. Sit by the ocean and watch the water. Sit by a river and watch the water. With enough observation, time, and perhaps an undistracted and focused mind, one will come to notice and realize that the water never stops moving, even if seemingly still. That realization can then turn to contemplation of other things in physical existence. Think about the day and the night and how the earth never stops rotating, thereby creating the perception of a constantly moving sun throughout our day and constantly moving stars throughout our night. We know through other discovered knowledge that the earth is also revolving around the sun and at very high speed of about 70,000 miles per hour, which is very fast, thereby constantly changing the relationship of the Earth's axis to the sun, which creates the ever-changing seasons we experience here on Earth. We also know that the sun is hurtling through space, revolving around our galaxy at about 500,000 miles per hour. And even galaxies are hurtling through space, but faster, and likely revolving around something too. Everything physical is constantly moving, even if it doesn't seem so. So nothing physical is ever in the same place twice. Therefore, from a macro perspective, nothing physical is permanent. We can see the day changing, and we can see the seasons changing. We can see our breath constantly moving in and out of our bodies. We can see our children grow and our parents decline, all in constant motion and change. And if one were able to live and observe long enough, we would see, as has already been proven by humans, that mountains will become seas, seas will become deserts, and deserts will become mountains. From a micro perspective, or even a quantum perspective, there is also nothing physical that is not moving, not changing, or permanent. Everything physical is made up of molecules, which are made up of atoms, which are made up of neutrons and protons, orbited constantly by 1, 2, or many electrons, depending on the atom type. These atoms are always moving, constantly, meaning that from the very smallest quantum and atomic levels to the very biggest celestial or galactic levels, everything in physical existence is in a constant state of motion. Again, when I say constant state of motion, this does not mean constant rate of motion. Everything moves at varying rates of motion, but nonetheless moves constantly. One can see that a bird moves differently than a frog. Grass grows differently than oak trees. Water moves and changes much more quickly than ice or rocks. For very small things, rates of change vary by elemental composition and by environmental conditions, such as temperature or pressure. As an example, a hydrogen electron is revolving around its nucleus at about 1,367 miles per second, or nearly 5 million miles per hour. And that is still only a fraction of the speed of light. For very big things, rates of change vary by composition, mass, and their relation to other very big things. But everything on the physical level or in physical existence is constantly moving and thus constantly changing. This truth is often called impermanence, particularly in Eastern spiritual philosophies. And it's an extremely important or fundamental aspect of the physical level for various reasons. It's helpful in better understanding how the physical level works. It's helpful towards gaining a better understanding of our other levels of being. And from a philosophical or mind level perspective, awareness that nothing in this physical world is ever permanent can be extremely helpful, both for individuals and our species when faced with unexpected or unwanted change or the dire need or desire to effect change. Resistance to change or resistance to the need to change almost always creates unhappiness. Therefore, understanding and remembering that nothing in this physical existence is permanent, or that it's better to expect and accept change rather than resist it, can greatly contribute to increased happiness. So, impermanence, this is a great puzzle piece. We're going to reveal another one in the next episode called The Balanced Truth. There will be several more puzzle pieces, but soon we're going to start putting a few of these pieces together. So, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next episode.